we live under this false assumption, or false sense of security that we would never have a war on our own shores. But guess what? The enemy is here. The border's been wide open for 3.5 years. By some estimates, 16 million illegals have come across, and they're not all good people. In January 3rd, I took the largest congressional delegation to the border that had ever been. We went to Eagle Pass, the Del Rio sector in South Texas, and at the time it was the epicenter. They told us there, the border and customs agents told us there, that at the Del Rio sector alone, an estimated 70% of the people who crossed illegally are single adult males between the ages of 18 and 49. These are not huddled masses of families seeking, running from persecution. They're not seeking asylum. These are people coming here with bad design. We know we have, by the end of this year, it's estimated we'll have a 23% increase, 2,300% increase in the number of Chinese nationalists who try to come across that border illegally in 2 years, okay? 2,300% increase. You can't leave China if you're a military-aged adult male and just kind of come take a voyage to the U.S. I mean, the CCP is involved in this, right? We know we have terrorists on the terrorist watch list, suspected terrorists who have been apprehended, over 250 of them by last count. But how many came through totally unabated? I mean, ISIS fighters are here. I mean, they're coming across in full fatigues now. You've seen the videos. So this is no longer something that's happening way over there. It's potentially happening right here. And the FBI director's testified multiple times now on Capitol Hill that all the red lights are flashing. Director Wray, what he's talking about is that very likely we have terrorist cells set up all around America, and we don't know what they're plotting or when. And that would alarm every American, and we ought to demand that the border be closed.
And then you just answered my next question then, which is tying border security with this era of maximum danger against these authoritarians, that they are related. It's not a domestic issue versus a foreign affairs issue.
No, I mean, again, national security begins at home. It's pointless to talk about deterrence if you don't have your own border secured. And Joe Biden began on day one, by the way. He issued all these executive orders. I mean, the first day in office, they started unwinding all the security measures that President Trump had put in place. We impeached Secretary Mayorkas. I mean, that's a historic thing. It was a desperate measure because desperate times called for it. The Senate didn't go along, of course. But I think he's the single worst cabinet secretary in the history of America because of we'll be dealing with a catastrophe that they engineered. They engineered the open border. We will be dealing with this for decades to come. President Trump has said, we want to start the largest deportation effort in history. It's needed. We need to find all these dangerous people, criminals. They've emptied out prisons in Central America and sent them all over the border. Yes, but here's the problem. We will not be able to locate all these people because DHS is not keeping track of their whereabouts, as you know. It is completely subversive, and it's anti-American, and it's anti-immigrant because the people who follow the law and do it the right way are the most upset about this. And that's why you're seeing the demographic shift in the electorate as well. So, I mean, this is the thing to me that is so maddening. And I've asked the president about this one-on-one. President Biden, Mr. President, why would you do this? He doesn't have an answer. These are interest groups that encouraged him to do it, and he has no answer as to what the policy is or how he could fix it. He says he doesn't have the authority, which is a joke.